So let's begin. Is your life a piece of cake? Just like a recipe for a cake, there are important things, important ingredients for any relationship that must be there for it to be enjoyable and nutritious. Do you have a healthy relationship? Or is it a toxic relationship? A junk food one? In this series, we'll be examining the different ingredients that are necessary for a relationship to work. I'll be providing an outline of the recipe for you. Where do we begin? Everything has to begin at the beginning. It has to begin with us. First, we need to ask ourselves a question. Why do we need a relationship in the first place? What are we looking for in that other person? What do we hope they will fulfill? Are we looking for security? Are we looking for affection? Are we looking for someone to talk with who will understand us? All these things are important and a part of our survival instinct. Gabor Mate revealed that we have instinctive needs for attachment and authenticity, to be safe and to be seen for who we really are. But the problem is that sometimes these needs get thwarted and we find ourselves in a state of fear, which makes us run in the wrong direction. We have fear of abandonment, fear of not getting our needs met, and not being seen or heard for who we are. And to be alone and to be afraid is the worst situation of all. People in fear are not free. Do you feel free to be yourself? To be authentic? Or do you still feel trapped, like nobody really knows you? In my struggle to learn to live without fear and learning to break free, first, I had to learn to find me. When I was young, I was so afraid of making a mistake. I was hoping to find someone that I could run to who knew more than I did. And that was the reason why I married my first husband. I wanted to find God. I wanted to find somebody who knew the answers. And the problem is that no one knows the answers. No one knows all the answers. And that's why we have to always go inside to our own higher power to get those answers. We will never find all the answers we need from another person. Our higher power knows more than we do. Our higher power knows more than the other people know. And so go to the higher power first. What happened to me was that I was so afraid of making a mistake. Even from the time I was little, I always wanted to do the right thing. And so I would, go along to get along and hope that I wouldn't get in trouble or something. So I wasn't concentrating on what I wanted or what I needed. And that was a big mistake because I got farther and farther away from the real me. There's an old story in the Old Testament. The Israelites, they wanted a king, somebody who knew what they were doing, to lead them so they would go in the right direction. And the great prophet said, no, don't get a king. He may take you in the wrong direction, and he's just a human being. He kept saying over and over again, make God your king. Make God your king. They didn't want to do that. They didn't want the mistake of they wanted somebody to tell them what to do. Why? Okay, we do the same thing. Why do we want somebody else to be in charge? The reason why is so we can not blame ourselves. So we can not take responsibility for ourselves, but let somebody else, it'll be their fault. Okay, underneath it all, I think it's a fear of taking responsibility for your own life. Well, they made that mistake. They didn't want to take responsibility for their own mistakes. And they wanted to be able to have a king so that they could let the king be in charge, throw it all in his lap. And what happened? They disobeyed the prophet who said, don't get a king, let God be your king. And they got a king. And unfortunately, that was Saul. He ended up, he had a mental illness, and he ended up a terrible leader who made a lot of mistakes. The long story short, when I was looking for a king in my life, when I was young, I was only like 20, 21 or something when I got married, and I was looking for somebody. I wanted some security of somebody who knew more than I did, because I was so afraid of making a mistake. And this fellow seemed so intelligent and like he knew everything. Would you know? He was a good salesman. He sold me on that. But anyway, so I was, naive and needing help, and thought, oh, this is great. I can always go to him and he'll know what to do. And so it was a way of me staying a kid and avoiding responsibility in a way. That's something to consider. How did you get into your relationship? That's what I would like to know. If you think back, try to figure out why. If you have a relationship, why did you choose that person? Because usually there's some inner reason that we get into relationships. Now that we're grown up, we still have those inner needs. So what were those instinctive needs that made you drawn to that person if you have a relationship? And if you don't have a relationship, maybe you can examine what you want. The first thing we need to do, and the first important ingredient in a recipe for a good relationship, is to know ourselves. And it takes a lifetime to know ourselves, but we can at least begin the journey. And that's something that's exciting, because if we're willing to be honest and authentic with ourselves of who we are, then we can finally face revealing that to another person. If we can reveal them to ourselves, if we could face our higher power and fess up with, oh my gosh, I did this because I wanted that. I didn't know how to get my needs met. And so I ran to this other thing that seemed like a good idea at the time. A lot of times we'll get a little red flag, but we don't want to listen to it because the other thing looks so enticing and so interesting. And that's how we get into trouble. So here we are, learning about relationships. And the first thing, of course, is to love yourself enough to be honest with yourself. Can you be authentic with yourself? Face what's really going on. Because our higher power has great intentions for us. The only reason why we get those red flags is because our higher power is trying to say, hey, wait, don't jump into that from the frying pan into the fire or whatever it is you're trying to get out of. If we can go inside first, be honest with ourselves, and then honest with our higher power, and face the truth and realize your higher power is not a terrorist. It's part of that life force within you that wants your best, that wants you to survive, wants you to live. It's part of that survival instinct. So anytime you get those red flags or intuitions, it's to guide you to what's best, to guide you to what'll help you, not what's going to hurt you. It's not trying to steer you in the wrong direction. It's trying to steer you in the right direction. So learning to listen to our intuition is super important. And I give a class on learning to listen to our intuition. If you're interested in that, please private message me, because that's one of the things that I've learned over the years, and I'm very good at it now, finally. And now I can finally teach it to you. If you have that problem of not listening to your intuition, then get in touch with me. That's our first step. Knowing ourselves, finding out what and who we are. Who are we? What made us the way we are? Why do we want the things that we want? And why do we not think that we can get them? Why are we afraid that we won't get our needs met? Or, if we're not afraid to get our needs met, how are we going about it that is ineffective? Are the things that we're doing somehow thwart the very things that could come our way? Is there something that we can do to improve our relationships? Yes, there is. There are lots of things you can do to improve your relationships so that you can have the kind of affection and love and togetherness that you want in your life. Right now, we're just in the introductory stages. So this is part of a series we are going to go into in depth. Join me next time, 12 noon, every Wednesday, and we'll talk some more about how to have more love in our lives. Thank you.